Hello dear students. So we were studying the second chapter, which is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. And in the second chapter we were studying different kinds of the structures, mechanisms and ways how reproduction operates in the plants, not in all plants but only in the flowering plants. As you all know, my dear students, we have studied last year that there are different kinds of the plants: algae, then bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and finally angiosperms. So it is the angiosperms which are called as flowering plants. So whatever mechanisms here we have discussed or we are discussing, this all relates to the flowering plants, that means angiosperms. And we are studying second chapter, sexual reproduction in the flowering plants, right? So we already had seen how the male gametes are formed, what are the structure of the male part of the flower, which is called as androecium. Then what is the structure of the female part of the flower, which is called as gynoecium. So you already have seen details about the androecium and gynoecium. So androecium is male part, gynoecium is female part, right? We had seen the process of formation of the male gamete and process of formation of the female gamete. So male gamete and female gamete, they are produced on the androecium and gynoecium respectively. Okay? And male gametes and female gametes may be produced on the same flower. That means if this is a single flower, okay, so here on the same flower itself you may have the androecium portion or the male portion, and you may have the female portion, right? So all these details we already have seen and we have discussed. The formation of the male gamete is called as microsporogenesis. We have seen the process of microsporogenesis and the structure of the pollen grain. We have seen the process of megasporogenesis and structure of the embryo sac as well. Embryo sac क्या होता है? Embryo sac is nothing but it is another name of the female gametophyte, right? तो मेल गैमेटोफाइट और फीमेल गैमेटोफाइट, इन दोनों के अंदर क्या होता है? मेल गैमीट होता है और फीमेल गैमीट होता है, ठीक है? तो मेल गैमेटोफाइट कंटेन्स मेल गैमीट, फीमेल गैमेटोफाइट कंटेन्स फीमेल गैमीट. नाउ डू यू नो what is difference between male gamete and male gametophyte? Similarly, what is difference between female gamete and female gametophyte? Right? So I think this should be clear, and if it is not clear to you, just ask me if you have any doubt. Okay? However, it is a very important difference which you must be knowing, because from board point of view as well as from the NEET point of view, you must be clear in your concepts. Otherwise, you will get confused once you see many options in the MCQ questions, right? So now once we have seen the male gamete and female gamete, we saw that in the sexual reproduction they had to come to each other so that they can fuse, and the process of coming together and fusing of the male and female gamete is called as fertilization, and fertilization will lead to the formation of the diploid zygote, right? This is the essential feature of all the sexual reproduction we already have seen. So now, as we saw in the structure of the pollen grain, so if you remember the structure of the pollen grain, it exine and entine. Exine will have germ pores at certain places, entine will be continuous, and it will have the vegetative cell and generative cell. Right? We had seen that how a megaspore mother cell, MMC, will undergo mitotic division and will form a tetrad, and 3 of them will degenerate and 1 of them will make the female gametophyte. Right? This will have how many? 7 cells and 8 nucleate structure. All these details we already had seen. Right? So if you see these closely, this is the male gametophyte, this is the female gametophyte. This has the male gamete, this has the female gamete or the egg in the egg apparatus. Right? Now, if you remember the structures correctly, it will be clear to you that both these, they are non-motile. Pollen grain on its cannot move. It does not have legs, it does not have appendages, it does not have the flagella. Right? However, the outer side structure, which is made up of sporopollenin, may be modified, having so many varieties of the designs and architectures and shapes and varieties, right, which help the pollen to disperse. But by itself, it cannot move or it cannot fly. Similarly, this female gametophyte, it is lying inside the ovule, and ovule is located in the locule of the ovary. So, this male gamete, it may be located on the same plant, or may be located on the different plant. Female gamete also may be located on the same plant or different plant. Now this has to come to this. They have to come physically, they have to come close to each other. So a physical proximity is needed, only then their fusion or fertilization can take place. So how to bring about this? The mechanism which makes this possible is nothing but pollination. Okay? So now in this lecture we will discuss about the pollination. So आप subtitle या title डालिए pollination. We are now going to discuss about pollination. So what is pollination? I think the introduction which I have given to you till now will have made it clear to you that what is pollination. आप लोग बता सकते हैं? The process of bringing the male gamete or pollen grain which is shed from the anther of the androecium to female gamete, rather to the stigma of the carpel or stigma of the pistil of the gynoecium, right? So the process of bringing the male gamete or the pollen grain from stamen after shedding from the anther to the stigma of the carpel or pistil of the gynoecium is called as pollination. ठीक है? तो सीधा आपको ये what is this? This is style. This is top the filament of the androecium, right? And this is what is called as anther, right? और यहाँ से क्या निकलता है? ये बहुत सारे पॉलन यहाँ से निकलेंगे आफ्टर डिविजन, राइट? और उसके बाद ये जो फीमेल पार्ट है उसमें क्या होता है? ये स्टिग्मा है, ये स्टाइल है, और ये हो गया ओवरी. ओवरी के अंदर ये ओव्यूल होगा, राइट? pollen after shedding from the anther and reaching into the stigma of the carpel or pistil of the gynoecium is called as pollination. ठीक है, सबको पता चल गया डेफिनेशन क्या होता है. Now this pollination or this bringing together the male and female gametes may be brought about by several agents. As you all know that the female gametophyte or female gamete lies in the ovule, so the position or place of the female gamete is fixed. Only male gamete has to move. This will not move, right? So this is a unidirectional. Only male gamete is moving towards the female gamete. So how it is brought about? Now we will study those things in detail. It may be brought about by various agents, and those are called as agents of pollination. So after we study pollination, then we will study agents of pollination, that who helps to bring the pollen grain from anther to the stigma of the carpel, right? Now we will see that based on the source of the pollen, that from which flower it is coming, the pollination is different types. So now let us first see types of the pollination before going into the details of the agents of pollination. So what are the types of pollination? The first type is called as autogamy. So what is autogamy? In autogamy, you will have the male gamete from the same flower of the same plant. So both the gametes, the male gamete or the pollen and female gamete or the egg, they are from the same flower. So that means those flowers which are bisexual, that means those flowers which have both stamen as well as carpel, these flowers in their own flowers themselves, for example, if this is a flower, okay, here in this flower you have this stamen and then you have this carpel. Now on the same flower you have androecium, on the same flower you have gynoecium. So if the anther from the same flower reaches to the stigma of the same flower, this kind of the pollination is called as autogamy, right? So now if within the same flower this kind of the pollination is happening, this is autogamy. And let me tell you, now it seems that usually whatever flowers you see, it has both these androecium and gynoecium structure, so you think that it should be very common, right? But actually this is not very common. This is a very rare event. Why it is rare? Because to do pollination from the same flower, there are certain things which are needed. There must be synchrony. What is synchrony? Synchrony means when the pollen in the androecium matures and it is ready to fertilize or ready to pollinate the stigma of the gynoecium, at the same time this carpel should be ready to receive the pollen grain. So that means the receptivity of the stigma and maturity of the pollen grain, they should be at the same time. That means they should be synchronous. Only then it will be successful. If the anther is mature, it is ready, but this stigma is not receptive yet, it is not ready yet to receive the pollen grain, then what will happen? It will not be able to do the fertilization. Even though the same flower contains both the kinds of the gametes. Similarly, the close physical proximity is also needed. So in those flowers where there is this androecium is present in one flower and gynoecium is present in entirely different flower, in those kind of the flowers, if this is different and this is different, then physical closeness is also a limitation. So proximity and synchrony, these two things actually are responsible for making the autogamy very rare event, and it is not very common. Okay, so now I think and I hope that you have understood what is autogamy. When the pollination happens in the same flower, and same flower means it will be in the same plant also, right? Then only it will be called as autogamy. Now second type of the pollination is geitenogamy. So what is geitenogamy? In the geitenogamy, you have the pollen being transferred from anther of the one flower to stigma of the another flower, but on the same plant. Okay, so it happens to another flower. That is the condition. Another flower in the same plant. Very easy. Okay, the flower has to be different, but plant will be same. This kind of the pollination is called as geitenogamy or geiteinogamous pollination. So what does that mean? It means that if you see by the transfer method, that how it is being transferred. So obviously, if this is one flower and if this is another flower, okay, and they are located on the same plant. So from here the transfer has to take place to here, right? So if you see functionally, then it is a kind of cross pollination. It is not happening in the same flower, so it is functionally it is cross pollination, right? फंक्शन के हिसाब से देखो तो यहाँ से पॉलन निकल करके दूसरे फ्लावर पे जा रहा है, तो क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन हो रहा है. बट इफ यू सी जेनेटिकली, so this flower has the same genetic constitution, it belongs to the same plant, this also belongs to the same plant. So genetically geitenogamy is actually autogamy, right? So this is a very interesting point, and this is important as well. This is asked very often in the examinations, that geitenogamy is functionally cross pollination, but genetically it is autogamy, and it is self pollination. Self pollination means सेम फ्लावर के अंदर पॉलिनेशन हो रहा है, जिसको हमने ऑटोगैमी कहा था. Okay, so the second type is geitenogamy, first type is autogamy, we have seen. Now let us see the third type, which is the most common. The third type is, as you all know, we already have said its name, this is the cross pollination. So in the cross pollination, this is also called as xenogamy. Okay, this is also called as xenogamy. So in the xenogamy, what happens, that flower of one plant and flower of another plant, that means the male gametophyte is coming from some other plant and female gamete is there on the some other plant. So different flowers from the different plants. When this kind of pollination takes place, that means the pollination between different plants, then it is called as xenogamy or cross pollination. Okay, and this is sort of very common kind of the pollination. Now in autogamy there are certain varieties, and this is important, so let us focus a little bit more on the details of the autogamy. So as I have drawn a figure here already, let me draw it for you again. So here this is androecium, this is gynoecium, and this is the carpet, जो पंखुड़ियाँ होती हैं फ्लावर की, राइट, कोरोला. तो ऑटोगैमी में हमने क्या देखा कि एक एंड्रोशियम के एंथर से पॉलन निकल के स्टिग्मा पे जा रहा है, राइट. तो इसमें दो तरह के अरेंजमेंट होते हैं. एक कहते हैं कैज़्मोगैमस फ्लावर, कैज़्मोगैमस फ्लावर. So what happens that there are many flowers which contain two kinds of the pollination, two types of the pollination, because here we are discussing the types of the pollination. We saw autogamy, we saw zoetonogamy, and we saw xenogamy, right, or cross pollination. So now let us also see another kind of the pollination. So autogamy operates in the same flower, right. Zoetonogamy operates on the different flower of the same plant. Cross pollination operates on the different flowers of the different plants, right. This is clear to you. Now what are कैज़्मोगैमस flowers? कैज़्मोगैमस flowers means the flower will have both the androecium as well as gynoecium, but it may undergo autogamy or it may undergo xenogamy. Why it will undergo xenogamy? Because of the lack of synchrony. So if the flower is having both the female and male structure, then it is free to do either autogamy or xenogamy or even zoetonogamy. So some flowers will be कैज़्मोगैमस type. That means they will be open and they will be ready to do any kind of the pollination which becomes available to them, right. So this is called as these kind of flowers are called as कैज़्मोगैमस flower. And there are another category which is called as clistogamous flower. Clistogamous. And let me tell you that clistogamous flowers are very important. Clistogamous flowers, they are very important, and I ask you to see figure 2.9. Figure 2.9 in your textbook. You must see this, and there is a very clear representation for the clistogamous and कैज़्मोगैमस flowers. So what happens then that in some plants, for example, Viola is also called as common pansy. Viola is the scientific name, and it is also called as common pansy. It's all given in your textbook. Okay. So Viola, then oxalis, एक घास होती है oxalis, ठीक है? Oxalis. Then third example is Commelina. So in these plants, actually, these three examples show these two kinds of the flowers. That means इन plants के अंदर दो तरह के flowers मिलते हैं, कैज़्मोगैमस and क्लिस्टोगैमस. कैज़्मोगैमस में हमने देखा कि flowers are open and they have both male and female portion and any kind of the pollination is possible. But what about the क्लिस्टोगैमस? क्लिस्टोगैमस क्या होता है? क्लिस्टोगैमस flowers are actually closed flowers. Okay, closed. That means they remain enclosed in the bud. Usually this happens under the soil. आपके बुक में दिया हुआ है कि कुछ फ्लावर्स हैं जो ओपन है, बाहर की तरफ है, above soil है, they are chasmogamous, and those are underground in the soil. They are enclosed in the bud and they have both male and female portion inside the same flower. And this kind of flower, because it is enclosed entirely in the bud, it does not have any opportunity to see the pollen from some other flower or from some other plant. So it has no option, it has no choice, but it must perform the autogamy or self-pollination. So clistogamous flowers don't open at all, and they never open, and they are closed, and they are essentially autogamous. So clistogamous flowers, they are essentially autogamous. Okay, so now you have seen that autogamy may involve either chasmogamous flowers or even clistogamous flowers. So you have understood the meaning of clistogamy, chasmogamy, autogamy, zeithenogamy, cynogamy or cross pollination, and what is self pollination. So this is very easy topic in your syllabus of this chapter. Okay, very easy to understand and very important also. Zeithenogamy is often asked in the examinations. Clistogamy is also very important. Many times examples are asked for the clistogamous flowers, and you can write Viola, Oxalis and Camelina. So you must remember this. Clistogamous flowers never open at all, and they are essentially autogamous. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is pollination and what are different types of the pollination. Now in the next lecture we will study different agents of pollination. What is agent? Agent means those things or those factors which help the pollination or which carry out the pollination. It may be made possible by certain biotic factors or certain factors which are sort of physical factors, right? Or it may be made possible by certain living organisms called as biotic factors. So we will see how there are different kinds of the agents of the pollinations: abiotic, biotic, wine, air, and different kinds of the insects, okay, animals, how they help in the pollination. Those things we will study in the next lecture. So keep noting down the important points and ask if you have any doubts. Okay, thank you, take care.